And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Okay, so we're nearly there guys. We're nearly through the international break. Of course, next weekend we'll be taking on Nottingham Forest, again back in the Premier League. Really enjoying slot ball. And to be fair for me, I usually hibernate the international break. I've always been clear with that. I just can't stand international football in terms of, the Euros, World Cup, I don't mind, but these matches, Nations League and friendlies and all that crap, I cannot give a dog toffee about it, and I just want Liverpool to be coming back again. So yeah, not really much videos during this period due to, of course, it being the international break, and I don't want to make a video out the sake of making a video. Obviously we don't do clickbait here on this channel. Simply just like to bring you real news, and today guys, we do have a bit of news in regards to McAllister, as you can read there. A massive twist has happened. We've also got a bit of transfer news. I know we've just come out the transfer window, but we've got a bit of transfer news from a decent source, so I thought I'd bring it to you, whilst also maybe doing a bit of a roundup, see how some of the players have got on. But yeah, just a video, a few things to talk about, and obviously a bit of massive McAllister news to go over. But before we do get into it, what do you think of the international breaks? Do you think they're too long? Do you think there's too many of them? And do you like international football? As stated, let me know down there in the old comment section below. But as stated, guys, a bit of transfer news that I said, and that's that Liverpool are among the clubs credited with an interest in Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton ahead of a potential deal for the number 6 next summer. Though Liverpool were unsuccessful in their bid to sign a new number 6 in the transfer window just gone, their plans to reinforce the position have not been shelved. Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi will remain a target, albeit depending on his willingness to leave the Spanish club, while Palace's Wharton has now emerged as an alternative. The Mail's Sami Mokbel has reported on Newcastle's tentative interest in the England international over the summer, but he explains both Liverpool and Manchester City are among the clubs now tracking the midfielder's progress, suggesting he may be out of Newcastle's reach already. Any deal for Wharton would almost certainly be next summer rather than in the winter window, and it's not out of the question that the Reds would be interested. Since his £22 million move from Blackburn to Palace in January of this year, the 20-year-old has made a seamless transition to Premier League football. Though he is primarily used as a defensive midfielder for his club, Wharton has also demonstrated his ability in possession for both Palace and England. Given his age, experience, existing quality and potential, he would certainly fit the bill for a player Liverpool would typically target. The transfer would likely be a costly one, however, with Wharton signing a contract until 2029 and Palace not willing to allow their best player to leave on the cheap. That was shown as they held firm despite Newcastle's interest in Mark Guéhi over the summer, rejecting a series of bids worth up to £70 million for a player who has now become their captain. Elise's move to Bayern Munich only came after the Bundesliga side triggered his £60 million release clause, while a similar stance over Eze's £68 million clause saw the winger stay put. Wharton has already been projected to be worth £100 million when he does eventually leave Selhurst Park, and it's unlikely that Liverpool would be willing to pay that much. Interestingly though, reports indicate that Palace would be more likely to sell Guéhi next summer, with Liverpool known to hold interest in the centre-back too. Just to put my record on it, I know it's too early to talk about transfers for next summer, but yeah, I felt Wharton is a player that would fit Liverpool actually really well. But I did feel like maybe needs another year of Premier League experience, and would make perfect sense if we did go in for him next summer. But obviously, not going to touch upon it now. We've just come out the summer transfer window. Just bringing you the interest there because obviously it comes from a good source. And yeah, just felt like I would update you with regards to the situation. Now, moving on to some McAllister stuff, guys. There was that massive fright, of course, this week as it was reported that he had picked up an injury. However, we have received some more details in a massive update as a twist has emerged. As stated, having been forced off for injury for Argentina on Thursday night, more details of McAllister's injury has now emerged. Liverpool do face Nottingham Forest in the Premier League in 1 week, but there is some doubt over whether the number 8 will be fit for the match. After scoring the great opener for Argentina against Chile earlier this week, the midfielder had to leave the pitch in the 79th minute due to an injury concern, which caused McAllister discomfort, according to manager Lionel Scaloni. We now have more details of the problem, which journalist Gaston Ido of TY RIC Sports claimed was an abductor discomfort. The reporter added he will train differently until Tuesday to be able to get ready for the game against Colombia. That match against Diaz's Colombia kicks off at 9:30 p.m. On Tuesday and is a part of South America's World Cup qualifying process. Currently, having beaten Chile 3-0, Argentina sit top of the qualifying group with 18 points from 7 games. Below them lie Darwin Núñez's Uruguay with 4 points, and 1 point further back are Colombia, who drew 1-1 against Peru on Friday night. Making up the top 4 are Brazil. Alisson played 90 minutes as Dorival Jr.'s side beat Ecuador 1-0 thanks to a strike from Real Madrid. Rodrigo, that was assisted by Lucas Paqueta. If Argentina are optimistic that McAllister will be able to play on Tuesday, then the signs are good that he will be fit for Liverpool's match on Saturday. However, the Reds would prefer Scaloni to leave McAllister out entirely rather than rush him back into action. This is especially the case given the incredible amount of football the 25-year-old has played over the last year. Of course, did play a huge part in their Copa America triumph, but by the time he returned back to Liverpool, he literally had 2 weeks before that game against Ipswich in the Premier League opener. So has played a lot of football, but yeah, a massive update there from McAllister. It looks like he's good and he's good to go, but the twist is that Argentina may play him against in their next game, which is something that Liverpool don't want to happen. Otherwise, they could cause more distress going forward. And I hope Argentina don't risk playing McAllister in that game, not just from a Liverpool perspective, but the boys played so much football recently. And if he's feeling discomfort in the abductor, it's a situation where they just got to let him be, and just take a rest. And maybe that's what he actually needs going forward. So a bit of a twist with regards to that injury at this moment in time, of course. Doesn't look serious, which is good. A lot of people were stating it could have been serious at the start. However, the update tells us that, of course, it's not too bad. So hopefully Maka won't be out for too long. And hopefully he'll be ready for that game against Forest. Or if not, at least, you know, he'll be ready to be back training with us and in the safe, you know, hands of our medical staff on Merseyside. So yeah, good update, I suppose, there with regards to it. Also a massive update and a bit of a twist from the news that we actually got earlier on. In terms of last bits, in terms of internationals, guys, Luis Diaz scored as Colombia played in their game against Peru. They drew 1-1. Konate, having sat on the bench for most of the Euro 2024. His side, of course, did play against Italy and lost 3-1. Alisson, of course, enjoyed a successful night for Brazil, as stated, who moved 3 points behind Colombia in the South American World Cup qualifying. Did have a clean sheet and a fairly comfortable game. Mo Salah was obviously representing Egypt, and of course they won that game 3-0. Luis Kumas was a part of the Wales team as they drew 0-0 to Turkey. So yes, a lot of Reds in action recently, and there's a bit of an international roundup for you. But Liverpool fans, that's all I've got for you guys. As always, do let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed down in the comment section below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.